What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now today I have a play test for you guys on this boot right here, the Adidas Predator 25 Elite. Now they made a few changes coming from the previous model, and today we're gonna see if those changes like make a huge difference or not. And this is my first time actually wearing the boots like on the field, so you guys gonna get a raw reaction. I'm gonna let you guys know the break-in process, how they fit and feel straight out of the box, and if there's anything that bothers me of this boot. And also we're going to be testing out the striking elements to see if there are any noticeable difference between these and the previous generation. Now before we start the video, if you guys could like and subscribe, I really appreciate that, and we'll get right into it. Alright guys, so one trick that I have for you guys for like the laces, for like the last lace hole, is instead of going from the inside out, go from the outside in, just because I feel like this just holds a little bit more tension at the top rather than the other way around. So when I pull my laces, see, even without tying knot, it has a good amount of tension still, and there isn't that much space. So this kind of helps reduce that little bit of like feeling that it's moving around, so maybe it improves the lockdown. Obviously I haven't tested it, but for me, when I just tie them like this and I was just wearing them at home, they just felt a little bit more locked in here on the top. So try that out, let me know what you guys think. But yeah. Alright guys, so I have been juggling and passing the ball a little bit, and so far, you know, they feel pretty good. They are a little bit softer straight out of the box, and because of that, they just feel a little bit more comfortable. I would say they already feel kind of broken in. Like, I don't really see that much of a breaking process, at least for me. Even though I do have a wider foot, like, these feel pretty much good to go straight out of the box. I don't really have any like pressure points here on the side. You know, they feel pretty good. In terms of the rubber elements, like when I was juggling, yes, I still noticed them. They're still there. They still provide some like form of grip. Obviously, I want to know how they feel when I'm shooting with them. They probably won't feel as grippy as the previous model, but you're still gonna get a good amount of grip, I would say, compared to other models out in the market. But so far, you know, they feel pretty good. They feel kind of similar to the previous model, just slightly thinner. Like the upper isn't like, not that the previous like model was super thick, but this one just feels slightly thinner, and you feel a little bit more connected with the ball. And the tongue, honestly, I don't really notice it all that much right now. Just passing, just because I'm passing with the instep. But maybe when I'm doing the lob pass, it just feels a little bit more cushioned. But yeah, overall they feel good. In terms of sizing, I went true to size, and they feel pretty good. They fit the same as the previous model. They just feel a little bit more accommodating, just because it does have a more like thinner and more like softer upper in my opinion. Alright guys, so far the Pred 25, they feel pretty similar to the 24. Obviously, like I keep saying, the only difference is the softer upper and it is slightly thinner. Other than that, they kind of feel the same, and maybe the toe box feels slightly better. Maybe they don't feel super tight just because of the softer upper. And I guess it just like molds to the shape of your foot a little bit better just because it is a thinner upper. And also the rubber elements, I guess you don't feel as much bulk here, or like stuff that, you know, is between the ball and the upper. They just feel a little bit more connected, I guess. So if you didn't like that sensation of having like stuff interfering with the ball, I guess you will like these a bit better. Me personally, I actually really like that sensation of the rubber, like when you're striking it. Obviously I haven't shot yet, but we'll see how they feel. I'm guessing they're just going to feel a little bit more minimal, which is fine. I'm pretty sure it's still going to provide a good amount of grip. The heel overall, there is slightly more padding on the sides, but I find it to be kind of similar to the previous model, where there isn't really much movement like up and down. It's mainly just side to side when I'm like cutting, and then I just feel like a slight movement in the heel. It isn't anything crazy, like it still performs well, but there is just a little bit of movement that I just wish it wasn't there. I feel like if they made this a little bit of a suede liner, just a different shape, it probably would have held like my heel a little bit better. Like those personalized boots that we saw from like the Arsenal players, that heel looked really good. So hopefully maybe they could implement it later in a different generation, just because I don't really see the fold over tongue leaving anytime soon. The sole plate is exactly the same, and the stud pattern, you know, it works okay on AG. I will say if you have more of a shallow field, like AG pitch, I wouldn't recommend it just because they're slightly long. I do have like a nice AG pitch here, and so for me, like, they work well, and overall they're pretty good, like nothing really to complain. And yeah, we'll see right now how they feel when I shoot around. Alright guys, so that's it for today's video, and the Pred 25 is just a fantastic boot. If you guys enjoyed the 24, you're gonna enjoy the 25. They made like small changes, like mainly to the upper, just making it softer, more pliable, and that just adds to the comfort of this boot. I had no issues with break-in time, and honestly the break-in time is very minimal. I feel like I just put them on and they were good to go. Like I did wear them at home, so maybe that helped. So maybe just wearing them at home before bringing them to the pitch, you'll be fine. And honestly, the break-in process is very minimal, like I said. And if you do have wide feet, I feel like you shouldn't have a problem fitting into these. If you have an extremely wide foot, then yeah. But like average width feet to like more a little bit wide feet, you should be fine, just because the upper is softer and it kind of like molds to the shape of your foot a little bit. You guys can see after like break-in how soft this upper is, and it's just fantastic. In terms of the rubber elements here, you still feel them. You still see like spit on the ball when you're trying to like curl it and stuff like that. It is still very noticeable. It's just not a lot as the 24, like, but it's still pretty good. Like you still get a good amount of grip, like more than other boots out on the market. And when striking the ball, like, yeah, you don't really feel like the elements here when striking the ball, which I really liked on the 24, but honestly that's fine. You feel a little bit more connected when you're striking the ball, except you do have a more padded tongue, and so it doesn't take away from the feel. I feel like only when you're striking it kind of with the laces on top is the only time you're really gonna feel the tongue. When you're passing and all that stuff, dribbling, it feels fine. There isn't really so much grip when you're dribbling. Maybe when you're just cutting across, like I think when I was doing the cone drill, I kind of felt like I got stuck a little bit, but after a while, like it was fine. I got used to it. The sole plate, you know, feels fine. Same exact sole plate. I feel like it's slightly more flexible, maybe because the upper is softer. I'm not exactly sure, but it feels pretty good. And the stud pattern is all triangle studs, and they're slightly long. If you have like I said in the beginning, if you do have like a good AG pitch, like a deep AG pitch, you should be fine. But if you have a shallow one, I wouldn't recommend this. Maybe get the AG version. That one might be better. And in terms of the heel, I still found a little bit of movement in the heel. Like nothing crazy. It still performs okay, but it's not the best performing heel. It is comfortable. I didn't find any like major issues in terms of discomfort. They were all good. Just slight movement side to side, up and down. It's fine. But yeah, I just wish that they made a different like heel liner, maybe like a suede liner with a little bit more padding up here in the back instead of having like the split here. But yeah, overall it's decent. If you guys have any questions on this boot, just let me know down in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you're notified for future videos. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.